So occasionally on Facebook we see things like this. What is the answer? 7 plus 7 divided by 7 plus 7 divided by 7 minus 7. Or we see something like this. Or a post like this. 6 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 2. And, you know, so the reason these occur are because we have to use a rule, PEMDAS, to solve these things. And also, by the way, there happens to be like some debate sometimes over the division sign and whether that's the same as the slash sign in order of precedence. Yes, that's arguments that happen. Also, whether or not, does the implied multiplication like this happen at the same precedence. So you get those kind of arguments, and that's because what we use typically for mathematics, which is infix notation, is dreadfully kind of ambiguous, right? The fact that we have to ask and remember a rule about this times 5 means that your computer also has to remember a rule that basically we multiply the 3 by 5 first before we add the 2. And if you're a programmer, you're like, and you're trying to basically code something that adds stuff up, write a basic calculator, you see that's actually kind of terrible and terrifying. You probably want something a lot more unambiguous, right? You don't want your computer dealing with these Facebook arguments. You want your computer to be the ultimate authority. So as a result, there are two different types of notations rather than what we call infix, rather than just infix, which is what we call normal notation. Called so because we've got the operator in between the operands, right? So infix is something, an expression in infix notation, or this, it's going to look like this in something called prefix notation. So, so that's what we call prefix notation, where basically we have the operator before the operands, right? We're going to add 2 and the result of 3 times 5. The other type of notation, so this is prefix, also known as Polish notation, and then we have postfix, or reverse Polish notation, which is going to be looking something like this. 3, 5, snar, 2, plus, and in fact there's calculators that are written for doing expressions in reverse Polish notation or postfix notation, which is a very strong way to do these things because it's completely unambiguous. You don't need any math because of the way it works. The way it works is that we scan through our expressions, and what we do is that as we see an operand, we add it to the stack. When we see another operand, we add it to the stack. And then once we see an operator, we pop off the 2 operands. And I'm going to put that into, so I'm going to pop off the 5. And then I'm going to pop off the 3. And I'm going to multiply them, and I'm going to do that operand on them. And I'm going to put the result in the stack. I'm going to push the next thing into the stack. And once I see this plus again, I'm going to pop off the operand again. Sorry, the operands. Pop off 2. Pop off 15. We're going to add them together, put the result onto the stack. And now we just simply look at the top of the stack and go, hey, is that our answer? And that's postfix notation. And you can, as you can see, we used a stack to solve that. So, and I believe I have some code stored somewhere in my repository for that. But I found that this is actually a very good exercise if you want to get more practice with the stack, and you can find ideas of how to do it in your textbook and in the slides. Because I was going to do this in another video. I was going to go over this, but I think you're going to be better served by jumping right now into the homework stuff. So we're going to go and look at that.